This is Nikki G, and welcome to Better Commander. Today we're going all the way with Trazyn, the Infinite. Oh, I've been a big fan of Necrotic Ooze forever. Let's read that little guy real quick. Necrotic Ooze is 2 black for a creature ooze. As long as it's on the battlefield, it has the activated abilities of all creatures in all graveyards. This is a nasty little combo engine. I had a conversation with my online bros at one point where we discussed doing non-legendary creatures as commanders. My buddy JP wanted to use something pretty innocuous, and I was being kind of a little contrary, and I said, well, yeah, you can use your creature if I can use Necrotic Ooze, lol. Well, as I've been known to do, I manifested that wish into reality with Trazyn the Infinite. Trazyn the Infinite is 4 black for a legendary artifact creature to Necron 4/6 with Death Touch. It has Prismatic Gallery. As long as it's on the battlefield, it has all activated abilities of all artifact cards in your graveyard. It's pretty awesome. And let's chat about that, but first, gently, lovingly blow a secret kiss to the like button, okay? Pass gently into the path of the subscribe button, and be at peace with the comments. Namaste. Alright, back to the degeneracy. Necrotic Ooze has one classic combo utilizing 2 creatures who also happen to be artifacts, Pilipala and Palladium Myrrh. If Trazyn has both abilities, he can tap to add 2 colorless, then pay the 2 colorless to add 1 black mana on untap, thereby generating infinite black mana and hopefully winning at that point. So you see, black has access to the best tutors in the game, and that includes cards that tutor directly to the graveyard. These come in a few flavors, good and okay. In the good category, we have Entomb, Buried Alive, and Unmarked Grave. In the okay category, we have Ori Glormage and Vile Entomber. Both of these cost 4 and are pretty good. They can get any card into our graveyard. Alright, then we have Corpse Connoisseur and Gravebreaker Lamia, which both cost 5 and are also pretty good cards. I'll also mention Final Party, which is actually a great card, but it's a bit expensive for the effect. Okay, so we have basic combo and ways to tutor it into the graveyard. That's great, but this is Commander. We need to fill a whole deck of 100 cards or so. So let's get some more tutors. We got Moonsilver Key. This is an awesome uncommon, and it can get us a variety of mana producers. Kuldotha Forge Master is a really cool card because we can get a combo into the yard from the battlefield and then get our payoff into play, or we can just get a combo piece onto the battlefield. Alright, then there's just dope tutors. You got your demonic tutor, you got your vampiric tutor, you got your grim tutor. There's just a ton. Be prepared to open your wallet. Alright, now don't be afraid, but I'm going to show you a card that will change the way you look at cards forever. Basalt Monolith. So this is 3 generic mana for an artifact. Doesn't untap during your untap step, and has tap, add 3 colorless. Pay 3 colorless, untap Basalt Monolith. This is your combo centerpiece. If you have it on the board with Rings of Bright Hearth, you can tap for 3, then copy the activated ability, paying 2, putting 2 copies of the untap on the stack, let 1 resolve, tap it, then let the other resolve, netting you 3 mana and an untapped monolith. You got infinite colorless mana. Nice. We can accomplish the same thing with Forsaken Monument, just in a slightly different way. And if Trazyn is on the battlefield with Heartstone and Basalt Monolith is in our graveyard, then you can also generate infinite colorless mana. If you get Basalt Monolith and Chromatic Orrery, both in the graveyard, then Trazyn can tap for 5, then untap for 3, and then tap again for 5, generating infinite colorless mana as well. Alright, another cool thing about this Necron Trazyn is you can make a combo out of any card that can tap for 3 mana. So we're talking about cards like Gilded Lotus, Coveted Jewel, Thran Dynamo, Dreamstone Hedron. Now, quick note about Dreamstone Hedron, alright? It's a good card in a deck like this. Everyone calls it crap and I'm sick of it. It can draw into your combo pieces and it puts itself in the graveyard. Anyways, you get one of those into the yard, and then Pilipala and or Farmstead Gleaner into the yard, and you got yourself an infinite combo. Alright, so again, you got infinite colorless, but we might need some black mana too. So we have awesome filter artifacts like Signpost Scarecrow and Prismite. And we also have Gemstone Array. What a cool card. Get some charge counters onto Trazyn. Lots of artifacts use charge counters like Magistrate Scepter. Infinite turns, anybody? You also might want to lean into +1/+1 counter synergies with cards like Phyrexian Devourer. If you can get that into the graveyard with Triskelion or Walking Ballista, you can ping everyone to death. You're definitely going to want some untappers, even if they don't necessarily combo. They can generate massive amounts of mana, the mana we need to draw into our win conditions. You have Voltaic Key, Patriarch Seal, Thousand Year Elixir, Magerite Stone. Clock of Omens is always a real overperformer in an artifact deck as well. Alright, so how are we winning here? Well, we got Retrofitter Foundry, that's a sink for all that infinite mana, but the best one is probably Staff of Domination. So this is 3 generic mana for an artifact, and it has 1 untapped Staff of Domination, 2 in tap, you gain 1 life, 3 in tap, untap target creature, 4 in tap, tap target creature, and most importantly, 5 in tap, draw a card. This card does everything. It got a reprint in Commander Legends and the price came way down. Buy one. Now, Illusionist Bracers, this can also be a neat little combo piece and if we get it onto our commander and get an untapper into our graveyard as well. Alright, so our commander comes down. Now what are you going to do? Wait until everybody untaps and aims their removal at it? No, you don't want to do it. Suited up with Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, baby. Have you ever heard of Golem Artisan? This can grant Trazyn haste from the graveyard. If you have infinite mana, it can also make any of our creatures into unstoppable, infinitely large threats. The other thing that might get a little tricky, I mean, you need some artifacts in the graveyard. You don't always want them on the battlefield. So you want to include some sacrifice outlets like Trading Post and Krark Clan Ironworks. And then what you're going to want to do, brothers, you're going to want to channel all that infinite mana into some big X spells to win the game. You got Torment of Hailfire, Exsanguinate, those are 2 big bombs. You can also draw yourself into one of those with Damnable Pact or Peer into the Abyss. Damnable Pact can be a burn spell by itself. So what do you guys think? Am I on the right track with this guy? What did I miss? How would you abuse this fella? I sincerely want to know because y'all are awesome and your thoughts and opinions are valuable to me. Share them before we all sell our soul to the Catan, which just represent our lust for technology anyways, and become soulless automatons like Trazyn himself. This is Nicky G from Better Commander, signing off.